Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm LucidOWC, otherwise known as LucidOWC for Overwatch Coaching. I will be reviewing this video on Anna and Baptiste. Anna, same thing. Anna Baptiste at 2400. Our guy here, Master Toru, I posted on a Reddit forum and he was like, hey, can you review this video for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. So to be fair, I've seen this video 2 times already. I took notes on it earlier. Alright, so far it looks like we have a Toru, Genji, Zen,
I guess.
Orisa,
Nano. Oh shit, I
Never
know this
stop
guy.
fighting for what you believe in.
This guy's toxic. My god.
I hate fur.
so right now he's asking to join voice
Gotcha.
so that they can do Nano Blade, but sometimes I don't join voice.
Hello. 5.
So you just have to look out for the my Dragon Blade is ready, and then you reply with
Attack.
my Nano is ready,
Capture objective A.
and then that's how this goes.
God, sim.
Right now your positioning is good, but now you just jumped out into the open. Alright. So your positioning, when you're coming up to this first choke, you're not going left side. Your positioning needs to be, let me get my pen, needs to be here. Oh, this is so bad. Here, back around here, and back over here. Alright? Because it gives you cover. So when you moved into the open here, if they had a Widowmaker, you would be an easy target if their Widowmaker was good. So to fix that, you kind of just you just gotta like focus on where you're going to be playing and try and make sure that you're not in like direct line of sight of a Widowmaker. So it's kind of just knowing the map. So if you're kind of new to the game, you would just focus on that.
God, sim.
Show
Watching
them
your
what
back.
you can do.
See, so you move out into the open here. When this shield drops, if they had a Widowmaker, you would be an easy target. Okay, so that anti was good. I mean, that anti was alright. I mean, I saw what you were trying to do there, give the hog extra health.
Wait, or something?
But the anti is a super powerful ability that can change an entire team fight. So you use the sleep right there to protect yourself,
Regroup.
and you're calling for regroup along with what's his name, but you're not really communicating things like sim asleep, things like that. When you sleep someone, you need to communicate that with your team because that's major. Oh, that was unlucky. You would have hit that. Right, that was a good bio grenade.
Take your medicine.
Now that was a pre-bio nade. So right now would have been a better time to use it
Get back in.
to help. It's a nice sleep dart and an unlucky punch because you were in again with the positioning. So you came over here. You're kind of peeking around this corner for a little bit. But what you should have done is kind of backed up behind you. I can't really show you. But behind you,
Get back in.
and see, then you pushed on trying to get a sleep and you got picked.
Oh,
Staying
wow,
there, staying here, sorry, let me make it blue. Staying here was good. It would have been better if you would have pushed back a little bit and kind of gotten on the stairs, kind of peeked out from the stairwell right over there. But either way, it worked. But once you pushed up into here, you completely gave away your position and tried to get to sleep, and then the Doomfist just charged you, and that's why that is what happened.
Unlucky?
You say unlucky, but really it was just positioning.
Can you guys wait?
Meteor strike.
Old soldiers are hard to kill.
So you try and hit a Bionade
Walk it off.
to hit the Orisa.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
But see, that Bionade could have been used there. So, we go over abilities. Sleep Dart, one of the most powerful abilities to be used in the game. It has a 12-second cooldown, which is amazing. And then the Bio Grenade, an even better, or not even better, an equally good ability that can heal and anti-heal. So when you threw that, you said no one should be close to dying within 8 seconds. Which wasn't true because your team was pushing in and you kind of needed that to, in case someone were to become critical or drop very low, you can throw that down, it gives them 100 health, and then you heal them even more than you would before. And since it was on cooldown, you couldn't use it there when he became critical. So it's just the ability usage, you need to just kind of focus on when you need to use your abilities and when not. Like, if you were to throw it at this Orisa now, that would be not sublime. Alright, so now you're back into it.
I will keep you healed.
So you're healing. She's low. You're able to keep her alive. That Zen uses ult, but it wasn't really needed. See, there. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to throw that bio grenade at these turrets. You easily could have just gone bop, 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 hit all three of them. But now that you did that, I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Watching your back.
It wasn't terrible because your Zen had already transcendenced. Okay, now you would call out
Taking the objective.
Hanzo sleep. You gotta call that out fast. That was a good Bionade
I'm on
to anti
fire.
the hog who might
Out of my way.
use his take a breather.
I have your back. Objective
Your accuracy is pretty good.
escort the
I
payload.
foresee great things for you.
Oh, probably should.
Okay, so when you were kind of standing there, no, let's
Just
play
a
it out.
scratch. You'll be fine. Escorting the payload.
Yeah. Okay. So while you were standing there, waiting for this,
Great
the
things
Bastion
for
came,
you.
or the Torbjorn came back, and you kind of rotated up, which was good. But then you went back. You should have stayed there, kind of made sure that everyone was fully healed. You need to, okay, you need to make sure your team's being healed. That is #1 priority when you're playing support. I know Ana can deal damage, I know Zen can deal damage, but honestly, those things don't matter as long as your team is getting healed. If your team isn't getting healed, then why are you playing support? Might as well play DPS. So, #1 priority is healing your team. So when you
You'll be fine.
came back here, instead of looking, you had both healers down, and your Orisa died. So now you're down a main tank.
Watching your back.
So that kind of delays your process. You go for the Pharah here. Keep looking for
Go.
healing.
Meteor strike.
Good idea. Alright. Doomfist comes down.
خد بالي مني.
Oh shit.
Alright. That was very... I mean, there are things you could have done to prevent that, but
Only hurt for a minute.
you pretty much were doing it. It was just like seconds away.
한조 그래.
I have your back. You're powered up. Get
That was a good nano. Wasn't really communicated, but it still ended up fine.
Move it out.
That Bionade wasn't needed.
You're covered.
You could see his health, and you knew he was almost done for. So now you're down Bionade, and it's back up now.
루시오 루시오. 루시오 원 루시오 원.
Hawk, can you come back?
Yeah, calling for Hog to come back is good.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
못 끌어.
That nade was not good.
아무도
That
안
was...
했잖아. 장난해?
Your nade usage is... You're using it a lot. Like there, I get that. That one nade, that was a good opportunity. That was a good nade. But sometimes you use it and it's not necessary. Like here. You throw the sleep dart in. Like that sleep dart wasn't needed, and you could have used it there to try and save yourself from the Zarya instead of just firing it in, hoping to get a sleep. The fight was already over. You need to watch the kill feed
Take more than
and
that.
check to make
Why
sure.
is the payload stop?
Alright, now we have a Pharah or Hanzo.
Walk it off.
호우 그래 호우 그래 호우 그래
Go to sleep.
호우 그래.
That was a good sleep.
나이스.
Now they're down a tank. You guys should be pushing.
خد بالي مني.
What is happening?
한조 원 한조 원 한조 원.
Alright,
한조 원.
You're powered up. Get in there.
good idea.
You're going to be okay.
I need to focus healing him. Alright, you're doing very good at the moment.
어디 그래.
Except you're kinda staying on point. That sleep was very not risky, but like the chances of you... See, you should have used Bionade there. When someone drops a critical, that should mean Bionade instantly. You should throw that Bionade on them and then start pounding shots into them. That's what critical should mean to you. See, you use it here, but trans is already there.
루시오 원 루시오 원.
Again,
trying to deal damage, and one of your teammates dies.
oh shit. That's a nice shot.
You say that was a nice shot, but your positioning could have been better. I say this, and let me be a little bit frank, because, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'll say that right off the bat. I'm not perfect. So, this is just my advice. You were here. If that's you, you're there. So, you should be back here where you have cover, and even better, up here. So you go up the staircase over here, come up here. That would be a lot better, because then you can see everything. High ground is the most important thing you can have in the game, alright? When you have high ground, you are automatically better. You automatically are in a better position than the entire enemy team, even if it's just you. Because chances of you getting knocked off high ground by Pharah, Roadhog hooks you, things like that, they're possible, but you'd have more of an area to scope out than just this one central plane to focus on. High ground is super important. You need to always focus on getting high ground. Your mechanical skills are great. That's why you got into plat. But your game sense is lacking a little bit. Alright. Yeah, so back into this. Also, you weren't moving. Moving is you need to constantly be moving. You should never be stopped. That's how
Okay.
people get easy
You're
picks.
going to be okay.
You just stop.
This will
See,
only
you
hurt.
tried to do it. You saw it. You know what to do. You just sometimes you use it when it's not needed.
Poke down.
Just a scratch.
All right.
You'll be fine.
Anyone need some healing?
I will keep you here.
See, that nade was not needed.
Your power
And
down.
now your entire team got wiped.
My team still needs
If you would have used the nade to heal the Roadhog when he would have came out of his ult, you would have been able to heal a little bit more, and you would have been able to pump a little bit more heal. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyways, so technically it didn't matter, but
Into the iris.
Go.
that was a good nade.
Put it on. Nice.
Team, heal up here. Would be appreciated. Experience tranquility.
Good nade.
Nice.
Sleep dart
How do we even
was controversial,
understand?
but it was alright because in the end, you guys pushed it in. So not so bad. Your positioning needs to be worked on. Take high ground as often as you can. Your sleep dart and bionade usage needs to be pretty much only for emergencies or for engaging in a team fight. You don't need to use it whenever, like any other times. Like you shouldn't just throw it kind of just because. You need to see the opportunity of the entire enemy team grouped up, or a few of them grouped up, for you to make sure you can actually hit that. Since it has a 10-second cooldown, I know I said 8, but it's 10, and then your healing can only be so much. So when you have that bionade in your tool chest, quotes, your team is pretty much almost invincible. Almost. Not absolutely, but if you were to throw that down on a Reaper when he's at 10 health and then pump shots into him, he would be able to get back up to full health within seconds. That sleep dart usage when you're pushing onto a point, try and get a good sleep, call it out. Make sure you're communicating. Communicating is the biggest thing that you can do. You are communicating a lot of things, such as Pharah tagged, or sleep dart down, bionade down, nanos up, stuff like that. Which, I mean, it can be kind of annoying to do, but it's major. Communication is major for playing this game. Alright, on to this next part.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Yes, man.
Okay, so you're trying to plan out
I don't think he'll switch.
what's
Do
going to be
like
played
powder 2.
and how you can help in this next part.
Okay. Leana. Okay, we probably need a defensive ult,
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
but maybe Baptiste is good.
So you eventually choose Baptiste. We're gonna start off again, just kind of watching how you play.
Objective A.
I can't really say anything about
On commencer, bagay, yo.
picking because the meta is so interesting right now. I don't like that they have a Widow. That okay. Your ability usage for both of these characters so far has been just erratic. You use the healing boost for absolutely no reason. I don't even think you had taken damage at this point. Let's see. You were at 88 damage. Or 188 health. There was no reason for you to use that there. And then this, the discus, is almost, it might be the most powerful ability in the game. I know I said Ana's sleep. Ana's is a close second. But that was not needed to be thrown there. I mean, he's obviously retreating. Was he retreating before you threw it is the question. If it is, then you just kind of threw it for no reason. Yeah, he was already retreating. There was no reason for you to throw that. And now it's on a 20-second cooldown, and you have to kind of defend yourself. You kind of, like, your team has... You're just at a disadvantage now. It's not they know he doesn't have...
Winston, can you come back?
Cut it out! Barrier activate.
Oh my.
Okay. Regen burst wasn't needed there. You were already anti. It just got rid of it pretty much.
Enemy contact.
Discus wasn't needed there. There you could have thrown discus at let's go back a little bit before this. So here you throw discus, which I mean the fight was already over. But I mean I get it. Sometimes it happens. But you could have waited and held it since the fight was over and you had maybe 3 or 4 picks and saved it so that whenever he goes in, but you wouldn't have known that. So I mean I'm gonna let that one slide. You wouldn't have known that he was gonna push in and get anti. You just kind of need to prepare for every possible situation.
Maximum power.
You just need to try and use your discus as little as possible. See, like that. That discus didn't really do anything.
Oh, somewhere's behind.
But you didn't call that out to your team. You just said it.
Not notice at all.
Back.
Point down to. Oh, no, please, some point.
I don't know what that was. Maybe you're trying to shoot it up and get a lucky heal or something. Okay, so you get high ground, which is good, and then you drop back down. That was good. You knew they were coming to push, and you threw that down.
Enemy contact.
That was a good push.
You're fully hit.
Okay, so you use the healing boost. That's kind of like a self-healing thing. The healing boost doesn't only affect you, it affects everyone around you. So when you use it, you should be using it in a group, like a team fight. You're all pushing, they push onto you, and you guys are contesting the point. That's when you need to use it. You don't need to use it to heal yourself when you take damage, unless like you're critical and you're dying. Whenever the fight's over, you shouldn't have to use it like you just did. You can just say, "Hey Ana, can you heal me?" And the Ana heals you. It's not like for your own personal use. It has other uses as well. Just something to look out for.
Handle down.
Nanobot is ready to deploy.
Got it.
High ground, good.
Nanoboost
이게 왜 끌려?
So you did that again. I mean, sometimes I get it. You think you're about to take a bunch of damage, but
Thank you.
you're taking it like every time you get hit. And then you just threw invincibility down.
Alright.
And just kind of looked at her.
나이스.
30 seconds remaining.
Hold position. We've got this.
And you could have used invincibility there to try and keep your team alive.
오다.
They did, but it would have been better used there
Ash aggro?
than used there after the fight was over and you took a little bit of damage. You push the Ash here,
Victory.
and that was pretty much
Roadhog
it.
carried that.
You ended up with
That's
goals healing,
Play
but medals
of the
don't
game.
matter, honestly. So, a few notes. Positioning, focus on healing and the use of the grenade. Your healing boost shouldn't just be used for yourself. I didn't really talk about this because it wasn't much of an issue, but the invincibility discus, when you position it, you should try and position it like around a wall, sort of, so that you still get it, but they can't easily shoot it down. Like when you just kind of throw it down, it's easily like destroyable. If they had a soldier or if they had a widow that could snipe it from far away, it's gone in 2 shots by a widow. Overall, your positioning, especially with Ana, Baptiste, it's a little bit easier, but especially with Ana, try and make sure you're not kind of in line of sight of other people because you're going to get picked off fast. Taking high ground, definitely, major thing. High ground is the most important position you can have in Overwatch. And communication, just calling out, discus up in 10, sleep dart, Ana slept, hog slept, things like that. It's really, your aim is great. Your aim is really good. It's just your ability usage and your positioning that really kind of keeps you stuck. Like, you can only go so far with mechanics. But once you learn game sense and focusing, you can actually go somewhere past 2400. So thank you for watching, Master Toru. Thanks again for sending me this clip. I play Ana and Baptiste a lot, so this was definitely going to be my first video that I was going to do because those are probably my 2 best healers. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you would like to send me clips, I'll leave my Gmail down below. MP4, YouTube links, Twitch links, all of it. If it's watchable, I'll watch it, and I'll pick the ones that are not just interesting, but need the most help. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm not looking for interesting videos. I'm looking for videos of people that actually need major help. Like, from this video, you probably watched it and you're like, wow, I did amazing on this video. I can't believe what he's gonna say. It was perfect. But a lot of things could have been done better. But it's, again, just my opinion, just my thoughts. I'm not perfect. But there are things that need to be taken into account. So, thank you everyone for watching. And I will see you in the next OWC.